Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you.
Insugency, Tri-Political Solution, EU, UN, advise federal government. The international community has called on Nigeria to try new ways of dealing with insurgency. The United Nations, the European nation, suggested that the federal government should try political solutions. The EU and the UN said that with an effective collaboration among regions, terrorism can be curbed drastically. The attention of the United Nations, European Union has been brought more to the manic of insurgency rocking the northern east part of Nigeria. This is an international displaced persons who returned to their homes and have been forced to flee to camps following repeated and more violent attack from Boko Haram terrorism. In fact, UN Humanitarian Coordinator in Nigeria, Edward Callum, and EU Commissioner for Crisis Management, Jensen Lacoussis, at a press conference in Abuja on Friday, January the 24th, stated that there has been an increase in the criminal activity of the insurgents, especially in Borno. The EU said that Nigerian government should explore political collaboration with neighboring regions in the African continent. On his part, Colomb said that many aid workers have been killed within a short space of time, more illegal checkpoints created by armed groups. As a way out of this, Lucansi said that the federal government should try political means as a lasting solution. He said that Nigerian government should explore political collaboration with neighboring regions in the African continent. Earlier, Leeds Nigeria reported that terrorism in the northern east of Nigeria will in no time become a thing of the past, according to President Muhammadu Buhari. The president gave this assurance on Friday, January the 24th, as he received Jensi, the EU United Nations Commissioner for Crisis and Management in Abuja. He said that just like in Nigeria, Biafra civil war insurgency in the region was calmed, so also with this. The president said that if the country could survive and overcome the civil unrest at the time, then violence in the north will not be an exception. The Nigerian leader, assuring the EU Commissioner of the federal government capacity to tackle the manic, said that the country has experience of war and that is why he's confident that victory is certain in the fight and in the light of anti-corruption battle. He said that the government is doing its best to disabuse the minds of Nigerians from dishonesty in most media reports on Boko Haram. Your president is assuring the EU and the UN that Nigeria is capable of tackling the unrest in the northern region. And he's saying the media has been reporting um, not too true facts about Boko Haram. Nigerians, I want to hear what your takes are in this matter. This is the EU and EUN. The EU represents European Union. That is all the countries, in the union of the in the in the EU region coming together. And guess what? Our shout, our talk, our whistle blowing, our reports have gotten to them. Thanks to every one of you who has been liking, sharing this news. That is what it has done. The EU You know, we keep repeating it at Apple Line Media that we are here to blow whistle on evil practices and unrest going on in Nigeria. And guess what? Yesterday, a representative from the EU and the UN, United Nations, as they are in Nigeria now as we speak, discussing what the solution can be to the unrest, Boko Haram activities in Nigeria. But guess what? Instead of your president crying for help and asking them to come, he said Nigeria is able to tackle and to fight Boko Haram. And if Nigeria could fight Biafra and regain rest in Nigeria and put things in order and put the nation back without division, that Boko Haram will not be an exception. You know, we need to call a spade a spade. Let me take you back in memory lane. Boko Haram started when Obasanjo, just before, it started gradually. And by the time of Goodluck Jonathan, it has become a serious issue, creating and getting um, international attention. And it has not stopped since then. And after Jonathan, 2015, he handed over to Buhari. And Buhari has not done any better. In fact, it has gotten worse under his very own eyes and his own hand. We've been clamoring and shouting, blowing the whistle, asking the nations of the world, you know, to come to our aid in Nigeria. Now, European Union and the United Nations have sent representatives to come and have a discussion with the federal government on what is going on, why the killing continue, why lives and property has been in rampage. People have fled their homes and now living in camp, totally detached from reality and life. And guess what? Before the EU and the UN came, they've not even been reporting this. The government has continued with business as usual. Buhari just came back from the UK where he went for African Investment Summit, and nothing has been said about these people. No humanitarian aid has gone to them. But guess what? Other nations of the world are the ones coming to Nigeria to give money and to support those that have been displaced from their home and, creating a ray of hope for these people. Not your government, not the Nigerian government. Now, help has come. They are asking, how can we help? And Buhari is saying we are well able. If we were able to calm Biafra, um, this will not be an exception. Nigerians, we need to blow the whistle louder and let them hear our voice because they are only speaking to the same set of people. And guess what? We don't blame them because when they come around, it's the leaders they will talk to. But guess what? One of the ways that you and I, they can hear what we are saying is by you and I, blowing this matter on the internet, because the internet the web is a global village. As much as they have spoken to the political leaders, they will also go online to hear what the people are saying, and the voices of the people is you and I. That's why I want to at this point ask that you like, share, subscribe, click on the notification button so that you can get all our latest news. And by doing so, the news travel far and they're able to see and able to read and say, okay, this and what this is going on in Nigeria, and are able to question the government accordingly and bring them to justice. I want to say a big thank you to all of you out there listening. Please leave your comment respectfully in the comment section. Let's hear what your thoughts are. Don't forget to make your voice heard and known. You may think it's a little thing, but every little helps. Just add your voice, lend your voice to this reel and to this campaign that Nigeria must be a better place. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, have a lovely and a brilliant day. God bless. Bye.